In a quaint, dimly lit pub, a group of friends have gathered to discuss the iconic film Skyfall. The air is thick with the aroma of freshly pulled pints and the chatter of excited voices. Why are we here at a pub instead of a cafe? Well, pubs are an integral part of British culture. So, we're better to discuss this quintessentially British film than in a setting that captures its spirit. And remember, everyone, today all of us, the host and our friends, will be speaking with British accents to enhance our immersion in the British culture and language.
Welcome everyone to our next cozy literary meeting. Today, we will continue our unique English language journey through the cult film, Skyfall. As in the previous lesson, we'll take a closer look at the world of British English as showcased in this James Bond adventure. Get ready to continue to explore the nuances of British slang, accents, and cultural references that make this film a linguistic treasure trove. Before we start the lesson, let's take a moment to watch a short video clip from the film that is the real litmus test of your progress. You can find the link to the clip in the comments section below. Now, let's listen to the passage, performed by our talented actors. Don't repeat the words in your head. Just immerse yourself in the story. Listen carefully and imagine the scene.
It's like being summoned to the headmaster's study.
It's a new chairman. Just standard procedure.
Bloody waste of my time is what I call it.
I'm sorry to have to deal with such a delicate subject at our first encounter. But I have to be frank with you.
I think that would be a good idea.
The Prime Minister's concerned.
Well, you can tell him my operatives are pursuing every avenue.
Have you considered pulling out the agents?
I've considered every option.
Forgive me, that sounds like an evasion.
Forgive me, but why am I here?
3 months ago, you lost the computer drive containing the identity of almost every NATO agent embedded in terrorist organizations across the globe. A list which, in the eyes of our allies, never existed. So if you'll forgive me, I think you know why you're here.
Are we to call this civilian oversight?
No, we're to call this retirement planning. Your country has only the highest respect for you and your many years of service. When your current posting is completed, you'll be awarded GCMG with full honors. Congratulations.
You're firing me.
No, ma'am, I'm here to oversee the transition period leading to your voluntary retirement in 2 months' time. Your successor has yet to be appointed, so we'll be asking you.
I'm not an idiot, Mallory. I know I can't do this job forever, but I'll be damned if I'm going to leave the department in worse shape than I found it.
You've had a great run. You should leave with dignity.
Oh, to hell with dignity. I'll leave when the job's done.
In this section of the interactive discussion, we continue to explore the Skyfall scene. Like in the previous and future lessons, in this section, we're going to break down the episode sentence by sentence. We'll read the sentences one by one in a circle, and I'll ask questions. You'll provide your answers, and together, we'll repeat the sentences, questions, and answers to improve your understanding, listening, and speaking skills. Remember, this is British English, so we'll clarify any difficult points or unfamiliar terms along the way. Let's continue. Alex, it's your turn to read.
I think that would be a good idea.
Alex, when Em says, I think that would be a good idea. What does she mean? When Em says, I think that would be a good idea, what does she mean?
I think Em has no idea why she's here. and she's simply confirming that it's good to be open. It's good to be completely open, in these circumstances. I think M has no idea why she's here and is simply confirming that it's good to be completely open in these circumstances.
That's an interesting interpretation. Can anyone else offer their thoughts on the statement?
Maybe M is trying to lighten the mood with a bit of sarcasm. You know, sometimes a little humor can help diffuse a tense situation. Sometimes a little humor can help diffuse a tense situation.
Interesting point of view, Daniel. Chloe, now it's your turn to read.
The Prime Minister's concerned.
Chloe, what does Mallory want to say? To say by the Prime Minister is concerned? What does Mallory want to say by the Prime Minister's concerned?
I don't think we know yet. Mallory just wants to show that there is a problem. And the problem is causing concern at the very top. Mallory just wants to show that there is a problem, and it is causing concern at the very top.
Ben, please read the next sentence.
Well, you can tell him my operatives are pursuing every avenue.
Ben, what does M mean when she says? Says my operatives are pursuing every avenue. What does M mean when she says my operatives are pursuing every avenue?
Since M doesn't know why the Prime Minister is worried. She simply replies that every corner of the country is under control. Since M doesn't know why the Prime Minister is worried, she simply replies that every corner of the country is under control.
Daniel, doesn't the expression my operatives pursue every avenue seem a bit British? Doesn't the expression, my operatives pursue every avenue, seem a bit British?
Well, in American English, you could say something like, my team is leaving no stone unturned. In American English, you could say something like, my team is leaving no stone unturned. It conveys a similar meaning of thoroughness and determination.
Now, we've come full circle. Alex, please read the following lines from Gareth Mallory and M.
Have you considered pulling out the agents? I've considered every option.
Alex, it looks like Mallory is taking the temperature. What do you think?
Instead of being frank with M, Gareth Mallory is trying to mince words. By asking insignificant questions. Instead of being frank with M, Gareth Mallory is trying to mince words by asking insignificant questions.
Chloe, think of the same expressions. For taking the temperature and mincing words. In an American way. Think of the same expressions for taking the temperature and mincing words in an American way.
For taking the temperature, we might say feeling out the situation. And instead of mincing words, we could say beating around the bush.
Right, please read the next two lines.
Forgive me, that sounds like an evasion. Forgive me, but why am I here?
Chloe, what does Mallory mean when he says that sounds like an evasion?
I think Mallory is acknowledging that his own questions have been evasive. He's essentially admitting that he hasn't been completely upfront with M. He might be hesitant to reveal the true nature. The true nature of the Prime Minister's concerns. He might be hesitant to reveal the true nature of the Prime Minister's concerns.
That's a great analysis. Can you explain why Mallory might be hesitant? Hesitant to be completely honest with them? Can you explain why Mallory might be hesitant to be completely honest with them?
Perhaps Mallory is worried about reaction of M. He might be trying to soften the blow by being indirect.
Ben, can you define the meaning of the word evasion in Mallory's line?
The word evasion means the act of avoiding something. Especially a responsibility or obligation. The word evasion means the act of avoiding something, especially a responsibility or obligation. In this context, Mallory is suggesting that his own questions might be a way of avoiding the real issue. In this context, Mallory is suggesting that his own questions might be a way of avoiding the real issue.
Thank you all for joining us today. I hope this advanced English lesson was productive and enjoyable. Remember that read-listen-repeat method is key to mastering the language. Continue to practice with this lesson and others in the series. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Your feedback helps us improve. See you soon for the next installment of our Skyfall language adventure. And remember, the best way to learn a language is to have fun and practice regularly. Cheers!